Hello everybody, thank you for coming back to the channel and welcome to this new episode on building the Spitfire by Towner. So in the last chapter I left it that I've got the basic structure of the wing. This is the right wing, and I wanted to change the last rib because it was actually at an awkward angle. I've done that already, so I've put a new rib in place. I had to cut the other one off and put the new rib in place, and I think now the angle of attack is much better. And now what I have to do is somehow carefully with this very flimsy piece try to get all this in place. It's going to need probably several attempts to make sure that that everything is actually fitting and that it's straight. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but for example on the trailing edges I might need to do some cuts on the trailing edge so that the ribs fitting and then it has some surface to glue together. I also have to put in one more spar. It's not on the plan actually, I haven't found it. I'll take a piece like this maybe, and I want to put in another spar in here. There is a secondary spar, and I have to figure out how to do that. I might do that actually before doing this so that it at least has some strength. And then with that, then we'll have pretty much the right wing constructed, and then I have to figure out how to actually connect it then to the plane itself, to the fuselage itself. This rib here is the base rib. I still have not glued it in place, and there's also another rib that comes in. This is a riblet, it's called, that comes in actually before this. So I'll probably also be doing this to figure out how to do it. Once I have that, then it's the left wing, which I hope that with this experience goes a little bit easier. So follow me along on this one, let's see how it goes. And I've managed to put the wing together. Let's see if you can see it. Usually I use the white glue for wood, but this time I decided to go with super glue, even though I don't like it because it was actually very hard to keep it in place and I don't have a way of pinning it down. Let's see if you can see it on the leading edge. There's a little bit of a wave, which I'm not too happy about, but I think I have to live with it. And then the trailing edge is also maybe not the best. I have to clean it up a little bit and sand it down. The shape actually is not completely fitting, but I'm hoping it's good enough. Like, I know that when I put the tissue it's going to be actually show up even more, but it is what it is. I made the cuts for the ribs, and if you realize then when I was assembling it, then I had to make some more cuts, and I didn't use the white glue because it was quite a challenge to get all the pieces in place. And then to use the white glue I would have to take it all out, put glue everywhere, and then squeeze it in, and I would have been even more messy and more risk of breaking something. It's not completely straight either. Maybe, I don't know if you can see it, but I can. The spar actually is a little bit bent. Maybe it's because this spar is maybe too long, slightly too long. So yeah, not my best work I would say, but it is a little bit of a challenge. So in any case, what I'll do now, wait for it to set completely. I might fill in here the gaps with some small bits of wood. And then do some sanding and then start with the other wing, which for that I'm probably going to have to turn the whole plan over and trace the whole thing. I'm not sure how I'll do that. I'll figure it out somehow. And then just on a side note, I got another propeller, went down to the shop, I got another propeller, which is, I don't know how big it is, probably says it somewhere, 240, which is then going to be maybe too big for this, right? But I heard somewhere that the theory is you have to put the largest propeller you can on a rubber powered motor. But this at the same time might generate too much torque, so we'll see. At least I got a propeller, it wasn't expensive, so good to have a spare in any case. And progress on the left wing. So what I had to do, one of the challenging things was to remove the plan, take it off, put it on the floor and try to trace the shape from the other side onto this side, because then we get then the mirror image of the wing. I've already laid down the outline pieces. Surprisingly, they're not the same somehow, it doesn't fit. I didn't trace well, I didn't cut well, something happened. And then also just mocked up the structure with the ribs, and hopefully they're going to fit. The challenge now is not only to put it together, but to make it look exactly the same as the other one, the mirror image of the right wing. So let's see how it goes. But it is, once having done one, then evidently the second one is a little bit easier. So now I'll take this apart. I think it fits already quite well. I'll drop in the glue in it and then basically progress, assemble the structure, and then see how I mount it or not onto the fuselage. So I've kind of managed to assemble both wings, and I've put them up. They're not glued in place, and I still have to do some adjustments. This is the new wing, and as you can see, it doesn't actually fit quite, so I've got to figure out how to fix that. And also what I want to do, I want to see how I present these last pieces here at the rear part of the wing. So not as precise as I would like to have it, but on the other hand maybe not horrible. Let's see if I put it up like this, if more or less the dihedral seems to sit and to fit. Now I'm also considering what to do with the tissue covering process, because my initial thought was to actually assemble it completely without tissue covering, because I think it would also look for a nice picture somehow of just the frame. But at the same time I'm thinking that it's going to be hard to assemble the wings, to tissue the wings when they're assembled. So I see that it somehow managed to hold its weight. So I'm thinking I'm just going to probably, I'll finish it off, I'll do some sanding, the wing tips and things like that, try to get it as finished as I can, but then not actually glue it. And then what I can do, I can do some of the tissue covering up to here, probably I would be able to do, and then also from here outwards, and then leave this to tissue when it's fully assembled. So that's kind of my thoughts now. Because kind of the big structural parts seem to be kind of complete, but there's still a lot of details missing, right? The undercarriage, the propeller still has to be done, right? The wooden propeller that I want to do. So still quite a lot to do. But I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm not sure how long this is going on for already. And it's good progress. Like, it looks kind of nice. If you put it at a distance, it's better because you don't see the mistakes and the things that don't fit. But overall I think I'm quite satisfied, I think, with what we have. And let's see if I can just wind it up a little bit just for show. And then the next steps is going to be, as I say, some details, undercarriage, and the propeller at some point also. So let's see how that goes. So in any case, as always, thank you everybody very much for watching and following along, and I'll see you next time.